Hello everyone, welcome to this new video. Previously I published a new diary because it was a month I didn't give you news since also I move out. And for this French music celebration on June 21, 2022, I would like to just to highlight what equipment I use. So to make just a quick tour, as you can see, I don't have a big studio with a lot of gears and devices because simply I like to work in a box with small equipment. So in the center of my studio you can find a computer. Here, when I run Ableton Live and a lot of plugin collection and independent instrument, as well as processor. So I use the Live 11 suite and also the V Collection Complete 13, not the Ultimate or the Collector, because I mainly like the instrument and the FX, not necessarily all the soundbank they publish now. I like the V Collection 9 by Arturia, also FX Collection 3. I complete that with Roland Cloud two instruments, the Korg D50 and the GD 800, and also Korg Collection with the Korg M1 and the Wave Station, and various independent instruments from various editors, like DS Audio Tone, Appario from Sugar Beat, Expressive Imagine, Pigments also, AAS plugin like String Studio, Ultra Analog and so on, Chromaphone. So this is just for the computer, but we want to focus on the hard drive, the hardware today. I already highlight in a previous video what kind of template I use, what kind of instrument I like to use. So here we can find a Focusrite Scarlett 6E6 as a soundboard. Plug to this the Yamaha HS8, and also I have here a DT 990 Pro for Beyerdynamic. For the monitoring of the multimedia, before to publish, I have two small speakers who can restitute stereo sound like multimedia speakers you can find on a computer. Also, I can plug a earphone here. I control everything with a Keystation 88. That I would like to replace, hopefully one day, by a complete control 888. But for now I use this one because I like to control here the articulation, or to go deep or high with the synthesizer sound. Connected to that I have also an expressive control and a sustain control. The expressive I use it time to time, but it's hard to control, so I don't like it so much. The sustain is dependent of the instrument I use, and also I use a lot the modulation and the pitch as a modulator. Hopefully I will complete soon this setup by the new keyboard from Expressive, le Osmose, that I ordered 2 years ago already. Pre-order 2 years ago, but the delivery is still pending because of the COVID period. we face since 2 years. And also to control Ableton instruments and processor, I use the push number 2. I really like that because it's authorized all the instruments made for Ableton or Max for Life device to control like a hardware, at least a digital hardware. Is very straightforward. We can really see the various control here. For example, here I can control when I go deep every parameter of the synthesizer analog. So it's very cool. Of course, I try to focus mainly on the device of Ableton because you have a lot of various instruments and effects, and you can control it, the sound like that. But you can also do with some plugins. For example, I'm a huge fan of Valhalla plugins. I like the Vintage Verb, the delay also, and what is cool is you have all the features here accessible on the push 2, all the parameter, while it's not an Ableton FX. So it's very cool. So you can control live like a modern hardware. I like also the native instrument plugins because you can do the same, like a ROM, like a Replica XT and Charger. Here is a new project I create, so I can launch the clip with the push 2. But I can also play an instrument. You can play on the two. So it's very cool, and you can also you can modulate the pitch on or the modulation. It's authorized a bigger course, it's more precise maybe, so it depends of the choice. The push 2 is very reactive and MP control. You can really you can add some parameter to control various elements, mod wheel, pitch bend, aftertouch. And I think that's it for the tour of the equipment I use. I like a lot to work in the box because, for example, for Ableton, and hopefully when I will replace this keyboard by a native instrument keyboard, I can do the same for native instrument plugin. But I can control the stock plugin from Live, like a digital hardware device. I can control also third plugin like Native Instrument and Valhalla processor inside the push 2 also. The other control, like for example the V collection, I can control parameter, but only when I click on the parameter with the mouse. For example, if I open him, if I click on the low pass frequency, I can control it actually here, but you need to click on it. I've also I have a touch screen, but I didn't use so much, so I don't think this as a replacement of this portable computer. For me, I buy another computer. I don't know if I will keep these features, because I thought like in the CMI it will be useful, but actually finally I don't use so much. Even with that, it's not very practical. It's better to click like that, tac, you control. So certain synthesizer and processor, you have already integration with the push-to, with the good stuff. The other one is not the full parameter, exception if you configure everything that the feature is accessible on it. It could be very complicated to manage, but you can click with the mouse on by touching the screen and control the parameter on it. That's all. I'm thinking. I look at the video. I'm almost at 11, almost 12 minutes. I think I'm finished for the control, the tour of my hardware, to what I use. I invite you also to watch my previous video I published, I think, at the end of the last year, around November or December, when I make a tour of the basic template I use. Now I change a lot. It depends. Sometimes I start from scratch, sometimes I start from a previous composition when I use the track, but I delete the MIDI files and I recreate something else. Sometimes I start from a basic template that I create, that I liked in a previous video when I show the kind of favorite synthesizer I like or keyboard. I like to mix modern and vintage synthesizer. I like to mix analog with FM, with physical modeling synth. I like also the old-fashioned sampling, as well as CP80, kind of a felt upright piano like provide Spitfire audio. So it's a mix of everything, and of course some plugin I use like cinematic percussion and transition with Meteor and Asteroid by UVI, or I use Spitfire cinematic and epic library like strings, brass and horn, and so on. I say 3 times again already. I think I finished. So stay tuned for video I will publish in the future. Don't forget to ring the bell or to subscribe, and that's all. Bye.